In this video, I'm going to put together for you step by step on how the evidence unraveled. First, we're going to start off with her testimony in front of an oversight committee.
2 weeks ago, roughly a year into the FBI's investigation and a mere week before Director Comey's announcement, you met privately with your former boss, former President Bill Clinton, on your plane at the Phoenix airport. Why was this meeting, particularly in light of your previous appointment by President Clinton, not grounds for recusing yourself?
With respect to my conversation that I had with former President Clinton in Phoenix, it was a conversation that was held on the airplane, on the tarmac. The former president indicated he wanted to say hello, and I agreed to say hello, and we had a social conversation. Nothing of any relationship to the email investigation was discussed, nor were any specific cases or matters before the Department of Justice discussed.
Now, her testimony began to unravel when James Comey appeared in front of a hearing, and he said this.
Let me go back, if I can, very briefly, to the decision to publicly go out with your results on the email. Was your decision influenced by the Attorney General's tarmac meeting with the former President Bill Clinton?
Yes, in a ultimately conclusive way. That was the thing that capped it for me, that I had to do something separately to protect the credibility of the investigation, which meant both the FBI and the Justice Department.
Were there other things that contributed to that that you can describe in an open session?
There were other things that contributed to that. One significant item I can't. I know the committee's been briefed on. There's been some public accounts of it which are nonsense, but I understand the committee's been briefed on the classified facts. Probably the only other consideration that I guess I can talk about in open setting is that at one point the Attorney General had directed me not to call it an investigation, but instead to call it a matter, which confused me and concerned me. But that was one of the bricks in the load that led me to conclude I have to step away from the department if we're to close this case credibly.
I was reading this article in the Washington Post when a certain paragraph I read suggests they have found the smoking gun. The Senate Judiciary Committee, which has launched a bipartisan investigation into Lynch for possible obstruction of justice, recently learned of the existence of a document indicating Lynch assured the political director of the Clintons' campaign she would not let FBI agents go too far in probing the former Secretary of State. Well, there you have it, all laid out for you. And if they have found the evidence that she did collude with the Clinton campaign, like I said in my title, she's in a heap of trouble.